In the last 6 months, my husband has lost 50 pounds, and I believe it all started with a prayer and my contagious habits that I've been implementing for the last couple of years. Luke 1, verse 45 says, "Blessed is she who believed, for there will be fulfillment of the things which have been spoken to her from the Lord." I believe that my prayer had powerful impact on the fact that my husband was able to finally lose some weight that he really felt uncomfortable with. Today, I'm walking you through his weight loss journey, all the things that we've done over the last 6 months to help him get to this goal, and what I've done to help support him as his wife. So, it all started in January 2025, like when the rest of you, we were all thinking about our health goals. I was getting set up for a new year with my clients, and obviously, that's a really busy time in the health industry for me as a coach. I'm talking more about what my clients' needs are, and I'm excited to meal prep again after the holidays. We're all feeling just a little bit and I was excited to get my life together. He decided that he wants to also get his life together too. But to be real, my husband has an extremely stressful life. He works long days, and I'm sure that you guys can relate and that your husbands also work hard too. But my husband is out of the house for at least 12 hours per day with not a lot of time, and also 5 kids to love and be with every single day, and not to mention investing in our marriage. So finding time to put new habits into place was going to have to be strategic. Now, in terms of my husband's journey, we started very, very small. In month 1, we really just tweaked a few things. We stopped buying so many packaged foods. We just focused on eating more real foods and eating at proper meal times. It is so surprising to me how many people just skip breakfast, lunch, skip the whole day, and then expect themselves to have some sort of immense self control at dinner. And as a busy working man, my husband was doing just that. Running each and every day off of stress and coffee is no way to start your weight loss goals. So, in month number 1, we truly just focused on regathering the basics. What are we supposed to do as human beings? Eat 3 times a day and nourish ourselves with food from God. There was no tracking as we started. There was no crazy intense workout routine. We just started implementing one small habit. As his wife, I want him to feel his best. It is our job as godly wives to model for our husbands healthy behavior so that we can feed off of each other. I truly feel like habits are contagious. So, my daily time in my Bible, getting up early, rising before the kids, investing that time in my relationship with God, also investing that time to prepare meals for the week, to think ahead, to plan so that we can be a nourished family is extremely important and will help push your spouse in that direction of health, even without saying a word. There was no nagging from me. There was no, I'm going to tell you to do this because I'm a coach. It was truly just being in the environment that he was in and being kind of forced into healthier habits, but also extremely encouraged to do so. The first month was not the biggest month for weight loss. I know in most cases it is for people. You start going all in and you see this big weight loss, and then you're encouraged and excited, but eventually you burn out. In month 2, my husband and I took a trip to Hawaii. Now, this was actually so incredibly beneficial for his weight loss goal because, as you guys know, stress is honestly the biggest hindrance when it comes to weight loss. So many of my clients come to me with these high stress lives, no time to breathe. And in that high stress state, your body is just not going to respond to weight loss. So, getting that chance to reset and regroup in Hawaii with me, where we got to invest in our marriage, laugh a lot, and be kid free, was one of the greatest blessings of February that led towards better weight loss. You would probably think losing weight on a holiday is the hardest thing possible, and you are probably right. It truly is. Honestly, during our trip to Hawaii, our job was to de-stress and enjoy each other's company. Okay, really serious question. Am I on a Starbucks budget now of nothing ever again?
Yeah, you've gone through your annual, budget in the last 8 days.
Okay, second question. Who ate more on this holiday, you or me? We ate lots of healthy food. We frequented the ABC and got a lot of different whole food snacks. We had veggies, we had fruit, and we prioritized having our breakfast and lunch at home so that we could have some nutrient dense foods. We truly enjoyed all of the drinks and all of the food. How is it, babe? So
So
good.
good.
all of the fun environment in Hawaii. There was no doubt about that. But one thing we prioritized in Hawaii was movement. Where are we going?
YT.
Where are we going? What's this
Where?
hike? What's this hike called?
Going to Lanikai Beach and then the Lanikai Pillbox hike.
Getting it all in one day. Each and every day, we got up bright and early before the sun rose and we went on an adventure. Our job was to move our bodies, to enjoy the Hawaiian scenery, and to get some steps in. Because we know sitting on the beach is wonderful, but doing it all day and eating everything you want in Hawaii is not going to keep you at that maintenance. The goal really wasn't to lose weight in Hawaii, it was honestly to just maintain and kind of reset so that when we got back, it would be jumping right back into the healthy eating routine at home. Each and every day, as we explored a new hike and saw beautiful things, we felt refreshed. We felt God's presence and the blessing of being together and truly healing from the inside after so many years of stress and never actually being away from our kids. Being his biggest cheerleader, I would encourage him to get his butt up the mountain in Hawaii so we could see those beautiful scenes of the ocean and feel our very best from all the endorphins we are getting from moving our body on a daily basis. The week in Hawaii kickstarted our love that we've always had for hiking. Long ago, my husband and I would run mountains, we'd find any new adventure that we could, and we love to be outdoors and move our body. Now, my husband's a lot more hardcore than me. This does make it hard for me to be his biggest cheerleader because often I find that he is miles ahead of me or wanting to go at a faster pace. And to be honest, as I'm getting older, I'm really just enjoying moving through the motions of walking. I feel like walking is so therapeutic, but he's still in his prime running season, so I'll give him that. So when we came back, we were super excited to get back with hiking. Unfortunately, it was winter, so those were probably far and few between. But as we kind of progressed week to week, my husband would pick up, the odd hike on the weekend, and he started getting back on the treadmill, which is just in our garage. Now, for a guy who's out of the house 14 hours a day, there's very few opportunities to do this. And one of the things he had to do was start to get up early. This is incredibly uncomfortable because my husband loves his evenings where he can just be calm and content and not have the chaos and crazy and just sit on the couch and unwind. But unfortunately, that unwinding was ending up being, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night, and getting up at 5 a.m. to do a workout when you have not been sleeping is a terrible idea and will not lead to weight loss. So, with my gentle encouragement and modeling, he began to push his bedtime back a little bit each and every night so that he could fall asleep early enough to get up before work at around 5 a.m. and get on the treadmill for 30 minutes. I always tell my clients that it is not anything intense that you need to be doing. It is just something consistently for more than a month. We always get gung ho right in January, but sticking with it and getting to that 6 month mark is really when you're going to see what the impact is of what you've done over those last 6 months. So we began to prioritize sleep. We began to move our body more often. At this point, this is the end of February, and we are doing about 2 to 3 walking workouts per week, along with getting that 7 hours of sleep, which was extremely crucial, and still working on, replacing those foods that we had been eating before, more packaged foods with more natural whole foods. The bonus piece about getting to bed earlier for a lot of people, and especially my husband, was being able to put down the snacks. So in the evening, when it's time to unwind, we often crave something to kind of give us that comfort piece, right? And so pushing his bedtime earlier and earlier kind of eliminated that need for a bedtime snack because he would just kind of put up that boundary and created that discipline and was like, I'm going to bed. I have to go to bed. There's not snack time. There will be breakfast. Another huge impact that going to bed earlier is going to give is that ability to handle cravings with so much ease. When you are tired, you cannot handle a sugar craving. Your body is craving that fast energy. And so going to bed and actually getting sleep should really be the first thing that you do. It shouldn't be the food. It should be nothing else because honestly, that one piece is just going to snowball into all the other areas and make it so much easier to stick to your their nutrition goal. Now let's talk about the food because really he had to start eating less in order to see weight loss. So by February, he had established some really great habits, but it was really in March that things started to be kicking into full gear when it came to his nutrition. As the supportive wife I was trying to be, I created weekly meals that would be easy for him to bring to work or to come home and have quickly before he did a workout or before he had to take a kid to an activity. It's kind of the way it is with a big family. Having 5 kids is like if the food's not there and the protein's not prepped, unfortunately, you're just not going to eat well. So it was extremely important for me to prepare my meals in bulk. This is something that I have done for years and has always worked really well for my family. It might not be the most exciting way to eat, but bulk prepping your meals at the beginning of the week, focusing on one protein source, hopefully the one that's on sale at the grocery store. So I rotate between weeks, chicken week, beef week, and if you do pork, pork week. And in that, we would do crock pot of all the protein. Just get that protein cooked up, batch cook it, and then create 4 or 5 different meals from that exact protein source. Yes, you are going to have to eat a little bit repetitive in terms of what your protein is, but if you're hoping to do high protein for fat loss on a budget and also feed your big family or have tons of leftovers to feed, this is the way to do it. Lucky for you, I do have that bulk prep meal plan guide and training on how to do this in the description box below. If you guys want to snag it, it's not very expensive and it's a great way to get you set up. And all the recipes are already logged into MyFitnessPal, so it's easy for you to just search the name of the recipe, log your meal for the day, and call it done. Now, towards the end of March, my husband's clothes are no longer fitting. I'm feeling threatened by my husband's fitness level.
Let's go.
So wobbly.
Let's go.
It's just really unfair because this is my thing and you're taking it from me. Small habits that he had been starting long, long ago had finally caught up to him. This is the piece that keeps you going, you guys. When you do see that these small habits are actually making such a big impact, you will keep going. But it's when we quit too soon that we don't give it long enough to see the actual fruit of the labor. Let me tell you, it is a beautiful thing to see your husband do well with his health and fitness after years and years of stress, after years of not being able to prioritize it, after years of struggling with how to manage stress, not having the time or energy, and not feeling great because clothing wasn't comfortable. It is amazing to see your husband start to deal with stress in a healthy way. The reality is when both parents are on the same page. That was a happy accident, a running accident. Working together to create a healthy environment, create healthy bodies, it just bleeds into everyone else. My energy is better, his energy is better, and really, truly, these habits are contagious. Now, before I share the results with you, I want to say there are a few more shifts that my husband did to make this stick and work. One of the things he did was he pretty much avoided alcohol altogether. There might have been the odd drink here and there, but to be honest, with each and every client that I work with, I always say the same thing. Having alcohol in your diet is going to stop you from losing weight while you're consuming that alcohol. Your liver needs to prioritize getting that toxin out of your body. And so, if truly you have this desire to lose weight, try to find replacements. There are so many good non alcoholic beers out there, non alcoholic wines, and my amazing apple cider vinegar recipe that I love to use. I know that sounds weird. Drinking apple cider vinegar sounds really strange, but does kill all those cravings for alcohol. It's also in that bulk meal prep guide, so make sure you grab it there. After all was said and done, I was so incredibly proud of my husband. When he hit that 50-pound mark, he was overjoyed. He had not seen this number on the scale since probably his early 20s, and his dedication to exercising each week, building on the habit the week before, not going too all in, not going restrictive, but really just focusing on one small attainable habit was really the key to his success. So if you are on your own weight loss journey and you just wish you could get your husband on board because you fully know that together you're better, right? We were created to help each other. It's literally written in the Bible that, woman is God's creation to be man's helper. We complement each other so beautifully. And so I would continue to pray over your husband, over his journey, over his health, and model the habits. I know it's hard to do it alone, but I would encourage you to just continue doing the thing, because each and every time your husband sees you flourish, sees you do well, sees you, investing the time in your Bible, in your holy habits, in your creating health for your family and wellness so that you can serve the kingdom, he is more likely to want to move in that direction too. I hope you guys found this video inspiring and encouraging. Please come on over to my Instagram, check me out at Body with Brie Fitness, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.